Number 13. Last sentence first, because this is a long one. How much gain, if any, should the taxpayer recognize on the exchange, and what will be the basis in the new property? Okay, it says gain recognized and basis for the real estate. A taxpayer had an investment in real estate with an adjusted basis of $125,000, subject to a mortgage of $75,000. When the property had a value of $375,000, it was exchanged for another parcel of land, which the taxpayer is similarly holding for investment. The other party is assuming the $75,000 mortgage in the exchange. The land acquired has a fair value of $260,000 and is subject to a mortgage of $40,000. So we had a mortgage of $75,000. We now have a mortgage of $40,000, which the taxpayer is assuming. In addition, the taxpayer is receiving a recreational vehicle with a fair value of $30,000 and $50,000 in cash. So we're getting $30,000 vehicle, $50,000 cash, and it looks like net debt relief of $75,000 minus $40,000 of $35,000. So we're getting a bunch of boot. Woohoo! We like that boot. That's 50 and 30 is 80, 90, 100, 110. Looks like we're getting 115 of boot. Does everybody see that? Again, we've got 30 fair value of a recreational vehicle plus 50,000 in cash plus net debt relief of the difference between the 75 and the 40, which gives us 35. Okay, so let's come over here and see if we can figure out what goes where. All right, so let's use this setup. Thank goodness we left it on the board, and we'll see what happens. All righty. So, starting out here, it says fair market value of the new. It says we have an investment in real estate with an adjusted base of $125,000, subject to a mortgage of $75,000. When the property had a fair value of $375,000, it was exchanged for another parcel of land that they're holding. The other parcel of land is assuming $75,000 mortgage. The land acquired is a fair value of $260,000. Fair value, $260,000. Okay. But we also have to look at what is our boot. The boot is going to be the cash. How much cash are we getting? Looks like we're getting 50 of cash. Looks like we're getting 30 of a new recreational vehicle. And we've got net debt relief. Our net debt relief is we owe 75. We're now going to owe 40. That means 35 is our net debt relief. Net debt relief. So we're getting 50, 80, 90, 100, 115. So 115 is the boot that we are basically getting. Now notice, watch how this works. 260 and 115 is 375. So I'm getting 375 and I'm giving 375 because the asset I'm giving is worth 375. So you said to me, hey, I like that asset, I'll take it. However, you owe 75 on it and it's worth 375. My property's only worth 260 and I owe 40 on it. So I tell you what, I'll kick in some cash and I'll kick in this extra, weekend vehicle that I've got. Oh, yeah, it sounds good. So that's 375. What was the book value of the old? The book value of the old is adjusted basis 125. Therefore, we're going to have a gain of 250. So it's 375. I can't read my own writing. It looks like 325. 375, 125, 250. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to book this for the lower of the 250, which is your gain, or the boot received. Now in this case, how much boot do we get? 115. So realized gain is 250, but we're only going to recognize the lower of this or this, which is 115. All right, what does our journal entry look like? Get rid of the old, 125. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the, let's see, we've got the old mortgage, and that old mortgage was 75. We got cash of 50. We got the new recreational vehicle of 30. We also have the old we got rid of. We got this, we got this. We got rid of the old mortgage. Oh, where's our new mortgage? We have a new mortgage of, how much is it? 40. We just hit a gain of 115. So the difference is going to be how much the new asset should be. And in this case, the new asset should be 125. So in looking at this, we're going to have to say, boom, let's see it again, get rid of the old. We're going to get rid of the old mortgage. We're going to set up a new mortgage. We got cash. We got recreational vehicle. We also have the gain, and the gain is going to be the recognized gain, the lower of the realized gain or the boot received. Therefore, this is our plug, 125. So the question says, what is the gain recognized? 115. What is the basis for the new? 125. That's a little tricky. You do need to practice that because it does show